Okay, so tonight we're going to be making pork chops, mashed potatoes and gravy, and corn. This is everything that you're going to need, plus milk for the gravy. You'll see these pork chops sitting in a Ziploc bag of milk. They've been marinating for about 2 hours, but I guess 30 minutes is plenty. It's up to you. So the first thing I'm going to do is peel and quarter the potatoes and get them into boiling water. If you put a wet paper towel under your cutting board, it won't slip around on your counter. I've peeled the potatoes and given them a rinse. Now we're going to chop them up. Okay, I put the chopped up potatoes in the pan of water and turning the burner on to 8 because I cook everything too high and too fast. I almost forgot to salt the water. Okay, I'm going to get the skillet heated up, put some oil in it. I have no idea what I'm doing, keep this in mind. So we're going to go with, I don't know, 375. And I'm using avocado oil because I like it better. That doesn't come out very well. Now I'm going to put a bunch of flour and seasonings into a Ziploc bag. And we're going to do like shake and bake, but homemade style. It's probably 2 cups of flour, maybe 3. We'll go with almost a half a tablespoon of salt. Almost a half a tablespoon of pepper. And some paprika because it gives a nice color, according to my mother. And I'm just shaking it and I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, we'll get our seasonings mixed up. Very professional. And we'll put in a couple pork chops. Zip it up, give it a shake. Put a couple more in. Zip it up and give it another shake. See if our skillet's hot enough yet. Yeah, it's good. Settle down. Okay, take the pork chops out and place them into the skillet away from you so you don't splash. And we'll let those cook for a bit. I put a lid on the pan of potatoes so they boil faster because I'm impatient. Okay, it's been a couple minutes. It looks like they're getting a little bit brown on the bottom, so we're going to flip them with my favorite tongs. I'm not good at flipping. Then I'm going to put the other 2 pork chops into the bag and get them coated so I can get this bag of milk off my counter. Dump this in the sink. Okay, we're going to give them another flip. Turn the heat down to 350. Put a lid on them. Put some foil down and paper towel and a little rack on top of it that I used to cool cookies with. So I'm going to put the pork chops on that to drip and not sit in their own grease and get soggy while we're waiting on everything else. Okay, we're going to take this batch out and then put the last 2 in. And try not to scrape the breading off with your tongs. I saved this flour because I'm going to use it to make my gravy. I'm going to add a little bit more oil to my pan. Be careful when you do this because it might splash you, and it burns when it splashes you. Okay, we're going to give these guys a flip. Maybe. Those leave little crunchies in your gravy and we like that. Okay, we'll check our potatoes. And those are ready. And the pork chops are ready, so I'm going to take the pork chops off, turn down the heat on the oil, and mash the potatoes real quick. Okay, so I strained the potatoes out, and I have them in one of these mesh strainers. And then my fancy trick is to just mash them through the strainer into the bowl, which takes a minute. They have a machine that actually would do this, and I don't have one of those, so I have to do it this way. But it makes the best mashed potatoes. There's no lumps. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of milk and a bunch of butter that I melted together. Pour it into the potatoes. And then just give them a mix. And then we're going to put a lid on it so they stay warm while we make gravy. Okay, for the gravy I've got about 20 ounces of milk in a shaker bottle with a ball in it. We're going to put in about 4 tablespoons of this flour that we use to season our meat. And this is 1/2 tablespoon, so I have to do 8 of these. You get the idea. Measure with your heart. Put the lid on it. Make sure it's snapped down so you don't have milk all over your kitchen. Shake it up. And now that the oil and the crunchies are warm again, we're going to pour this right into the pan. And make sure you keep whisking, otherwise you get lumps in your gravy. We don't really care though. And that starts to thicken up pretty quick. Salt and pepper. It's a weird color because of the paprika, I think. I don't usually use paprika. Turn the heat down. I'm adding a splash more milk to this. That was kind of a big splash. My great grandma's trick for the best gravy: white sugar. Maybe 1.5 of these disposable spoon sizes. Okay, that's almost done, and I forgot about the corn, so we're going to throw this in the microwave for 4.5 minutes. Here's what the corn looks like. I'm not impressed that the bag peed all over my microwave. Okay, here's what it looks like all finished. You saw how easy it was. If I can do it, anybody can do it.